Hiya, I'm Slingman, and in this video I'm going to go super in depth to help you learn Ed's easiest desync aka dream combo. This video is intended for people who have never tried desync combos before and don't know anything about them. In my opinion, the extreme amount of extra effort and practice required to hit desync combos any harder than this is not really worth the couple hundred extra damage or a few inches of corner carry you get for anyone but world class Ed players. So I think learning this combo instead is far better for almost every Ed player. This combo starts from OD Blitz. This special move is interesting because it has two possible windows you can cancel into light SA2 from. The first one is when Ed does a downward hook after the initial flurry, and the second one is during his uppercut at the end of the move. For this combo, we want to cancel during the second window, as this will bounce the opponent up as opposed to leaving them grounded. There is a little more nuance to this cancel though. There are three possible frames you can cancel into the super from, which result in slightly different bounces. Ed's harder desync combos require a cancel on the second or third frame, and this combo requires a cancel on the first. Initially this seems like the frame 1 cancel would be harder, but there is a significant amount of screen freeze on the first frame, meaning that a frame 1 cancel is extremely easy, and waiting for the screen freeze to end before hitting the 2 frame window for the later cancel is much harder. If you're interested, you can tell what frame you cancelled on with the frame bar. The number of red boxes before the green one directly corresponds to the cancelled frame. If you can, you want to start your combo straight from OD Blitz without cancelling into it from another button, as this leads to less scaling and will give higher damage even with a lower hit count. This isn't really feasible unless you block a DP or other -13 or greater move, so if that happens, make sure you get your punish counter OD Blitz for max damage instead of autopiloting into your usual DP punish. After throwing the super, you need to hit heavy blitz on a specific delay of 7 or 8 frames to space the opponent between Ed and the blob to bounce them back towards. This is a 2 frame window obviously, and it's pretty difficult at first. There is a method to find the timing though. Hold down during the entire super animation and slide into quarter circle back just after you see Ed duck down once it becomes actionable after the super recovery. This can't really be done on reaction and is mostly a visual guide to train your timing. However, there is a caveat with this method. It's variable depending on how fast your QCB input is. If you have a very fast QCB, you want to wait for Ed to duck a little deeper before sliding back. If your QCB is slower, you might want to slide back the instant he begins to duck. I've had more success just by finding the timing with a QCB input that feels natural to me instead of trying to do it extremely quickly every time, and I suggest you do the same. Some desync combos require a fast QCB neutral heavy punch input to make sure Ed moves backwards as little as possible so the juggle works. This isn't necessary for this combo. If you can't get the correct bounce, take a look at your frame meter to see whether you're throwing the blitz too early or too late. If there are 9 or more black bars between the super and the blitz, you're too late. If there are 6 or less, you're too early. If you've been trying for a while and are still nowhere near consistent, don't worry. This is probably the hardest part of the combo and will take a while to get down if you're not used to it. The next part of the combo is a manually delayed heavy DP. You want to delay this for as long as possible without letting the opponent drop to the floor. I can't give a specific frame window for this because it depends what frame you did heavy blitz on and how many frames you held back for, but as long as you're aiming to hit it as late as possible, you'll be alright. If you did the DP too early, the orb will tick twice, using up too many of its 7 hits, causing the rest of the combo to drop. There are a few possible bounces that consume only 1 tick of the orb. The opponent can bounce either very late off the left side of the orb, which happens with a maximally delayed DP, or their position could be more diagonal. Any bounce that consumes only 1 tick will keep the combo going though, making it more lenient than other desync rigs that require a very late bounce. If your DP is too delayed and the opponent drops to the floor, Ed is left at -6 at a minimum, so good players can punish you for this. After your HDP, the hard part is over. You want to go straight into Kill Rush and land a late Kill Rush 6P. This is also manually timed, but is much easier than the last 2. I don't have specific advice on how to land it, but it seems to be a really lenient window. Personally, I delay it for as long as possible because I think the late bounce looks cooler, but that's neither here nor there. If it's dropping, it's probably because your DP was mistimed and the opponent bounced twice on the orb. Next, you want to dash HDP. This is auto-timed, but the input takes a little bit of getting used to if you haven't done it before. The easiest way is to input a forward dash at the end of the KK6 then wait a beat, then do a quarter circle forward HP. If this drops, it's probably due to a mistimed HDP causing a double tick from before. This combo can be ended with either Kill Rush SA1 or a Kill Rush HDP. SA1 will do half a bar more drive damage, a little more damage, and a little more corner carry, plus it looks way cooler. For Kill Rush SA1, you don't want to be mashing out the super during the Kill Rush frames, as this can often lead to the first hit to whiff, losing damage. Instead, try and time the kick input just after the Kill Rush ends. This is pretty lenient though and shouldn't be too much trouble. I aim for the opponent to be in roughly this position over Ed's head before pressing kick. From full screen, doing a Kill Rush after will leave Ed between +3 and +5 depending on where your SA1 hit. For Kill Rush HDP on the other hand, this is auto-timed by buffering in an HDP at the end of the Kill Rush frames, and that's how to do the easiest Desync combo in as much detail as I can muster. There are some other things I want to address. This combo is actually possible, albeit trickier, from an airborne juggle OD Blitz, for example after a counter hit confirmed crashing medium kick into crashing medium kick cancelled into OD flicker. You should aim to hit the OD Blitz as low as possible after the OD flicker, because this makes the timings more similar to the regular combo. The higher up you hit the OD Blitz, the more you need to delay the heavy Blitz, and the less you need to delay the first DP. If the opponent is high up enough, the HDP should be instant, but this sometimes has a tendency to bounce twice. The whole situation is extremely dependent on the exact height your OD was performed at, so I don't have any specific setups. I know there are Desync combos which can be considered slightly easier due to using frame kills, but for me, remembering a lot more inputs and getting a perfect buffer every time is actually trickier than just learning the timing and practicing until it's consistent. This whole video is based on my own experience, so if you find the other ones easier and want to do them, go ahead. Thanks for watching, have fun.